Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today, a bunch of new releases yesterday. I was going to make the video, but I got really tired. I had no Wi-Fi. And then today, they released a few more things, which I think you guys know what there are. So, we're gonna be doing this in somewhat of an order, so let's just go. I mean, security breach has really grown on me. Glamrock, Freddy, and Moon are pretty cool. But they're mystery minis, Glamrocks. Pretty cool. Not too much to say. And these got me really excited. Phantom Chica, Phantom Foxy, Phantom Freddy, and Springtrap. And they did look somewhat like zombies. I think they got the color right. I wish Chica was a little bit more greener and Foxy was a little more red. Freddy's perfect. Springtrap's perfect. I wish they made one of the wires blue for Phantom Foxy so it doesn't look like brains, which, yeah, they're Halloween themed, but, they're ghosts, not zombies. Springtrap's somewhat of a zombie, but he's the only one that doesn't look like a zombie. Like, you see what I mean? But, it's the first Fnaf 3 merch, so pretty cool. Well, first Fnaf 3 by Jazwares, and pretty cool. Let's move on. So, the builder, BLDR, whatever, Freddy, you can see he has articulated eyebrows. Pretty cool. And there's going to be, blind bags, 6 to collect. The main 5 from the first game and the security guard. Pretty cool. So, there's a brand new line of these plushes that you like. It's mystery. They jump scare out of the box. Pretty cool concept. Here we got Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Mango, and the Marionette. Pretty cool. Very cool. I like these a lot, I think I might actually get one. But $15, which they're speculated to be a bit pricey. Also, I like the art style, but that Marionette reminds me of, Abby Marionette from the FNAF 2 movie. Am I the only one that thinks that? And here are the FNAF 6 Wave, Pizza Sim, whatever. Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Bonnie, Rockstar Chica, Rockstar Foxy, Scrap Baby and Lefty. Those two are super cool. Like what they did with the whole series of this jump scare pop out plush thing. Here's wave 2 of the Squishmallows. Vanny and Roxanne looks a blow. I think Vanny looks pretty cool. Roxanne looks a bit odd. I don't know. They're just there. Wave 2 is not so exciting. I'll get them if they're at I'll get them if they're at 5 and below. But if they're GameStop for $15, I'm not gonna get them. But wave 1 was a lot better. But I'll let them cook. Might just get Glamrock Freddy or Moon. We never know. No, but seriously, that thing's kind of ugly. Anyway, something that's not ugly are these very nice Halloween edition ones with the Vampire Freddy, Mummy Bonnie, Grim Reaper Foxy, and I think they got the idea for Grim Reaper Foxy because of Grim Foxy. Hopefully they make a Grim Foxy plushie. But, they said they'll do Chica, and they haven't showed it yet. And I think it's going to be a witch Chica, to be honest. That idea just popped in my head. I've been thinking about it and never really thought. But now I think it's probably going to be a witch Chica, which would be pretty cool. I'm going to pick those up for sure in Halloween. It's because it's going to be near my birthday. So, of course, I'm going to pick them up. And as you saw, Plush Trap, these are so freaking good. Nightmare Freddy, Nightmare Bonnie, Nightmare Chica, Nightmare Foxy, and Plush Trap. Oh my, those are probably also coming out in October. I need to pick those up. Golden I was going to say Frederick as a joke, but then I shifted to Freddy. I don't know, but holy, this is going to be a jumbo. I think, was it a GameStop or Target exclusive? I don't remember. But, Golden Freddy jumbo plushie. They said they're going to make a small scale one, so pretty cool. Sleeping Bonnie plushie. Interesting. There was a Freddy one revealed, but I don't really have a photo of it. And they did say they were going to make Chica and Foxy. I flipped out when I saw Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. I have no reaction. Not no reaction. I mean, this is a reaction. I don't even know what to say. These are just amazing. I they got everything perfect. This is going to be in a $40 2-pack. The $40 pretty steep because these are doing a 20, so it should have been 24, maybe 30, but 40, god damn. I'm gonna get them, but screw, freaking Jazwares, why did you make it so expensive? Please make them a bit cheaper. Holy moly, though, these are so freaking peak. Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, I didn't really collect the plushie. I mean, I would, but, I don't even see them in stock or nothing. But I'm, definitely for sure getting these. There's no doubt in my mind. And this is a pretty cool Freddy head. The eyes move. It's going to be $100. Probably going to get, it's like a mask. The mouth moves and everything. It's a pretty cool mask. I'm probably going to get it. 18-inch, very articulated Freddy. Very nice, perfect colors. And then the one on the very far left right here is a more orange tone because as, what is it? I'm pretty sure the creators of Jazwares still learning their name. Sorry, I'm still learning their name. I need to get used to it. But they're asking Scott Cawthon the colors, and Scott picked that one because then again, I'm pretty sure that one was targeted more for kids. If you guys know, it's gonna be like the Titan series Spider-Man. I have that figure. I might just show you guys the articulation later on, but it's gonna be pretty similar to those figure lines. You know what I mean? But they are very, very, very cool. Okay, they're pretty cool. I think the 18-inch one is a lot better. I don't know. I'm just yapping, but these are just so cool. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be $15, and then the giant Freddy has, I don't know the price tag yet, like the even more bigger Freddy, and the plushie. We've seen that before. The talking one, pretty cool. I want to get it eventually. Here is the Glamrock Endo holding this pose is just aura holding the Glamrock Freddy head. You can't lie, this is just aura. So here's Glamrock Freddy and Shattered Freddy. They might do an exclusive with the purple bow tie because they did talk about how you had to mix up all the parts and how it takes an eye for Glamrock Freddy. So, pretty cool. Shattered from the cover. If it was supposed to be the accurate Shattered Freddy, should have been headless, but still pretty cool. Copying the the on sale thing, or was it an anniversary thing? I don't really remember, but pretty cool. Probably my favorite out of wave 3 of these Endo series with Freddy, Chica, Monty, and Roxanne. Probably my favorite one. Here's another pose. I don't really know what he's doing here. Glamrock Chica, pretty cool, not gonna lie. With Shattered Chica, pretty cool. Probably my second favorite from wave 3. I really like the Shattered ones. They probably got the colors from the cover or the introduction of the game, intro scene. So, it would look a little more accurate if it were a little more gray, but I like the colors. They're actually making them pretty drastically different, which is a good thing. But these are just really cool. Hopefully they do ruin ones in the future for, I don't know, hopefully. Here's Monty. This one's super underrated. That Monty looks just like it looks just like him. And I wonder how the whole torso thing's gonna work. Probably just pop it, obviously, normal. Pretty cool, and I heard the sunglasses were gonna be removable. I just had memories of when I opened the Monty Funko figure. I knew it was gonna be good. I thought it was gonna be all right, but it ended up being one of my favorite from the Security Breach line. Anyways, here's a photo of all of them just together. Speaking of together, here is all of the brand new. What was it gonna be? Wave 4 of the, the World of line. So all of them are gonna have an opening face mechanism, except the mini arenas. Obviously, look at how tiny they are. They're on a little stand. They're obviously not gonna have it. Imagine they did. So maybe, hopefully, the little bonnet exclusive hand Funtime Freddy version. I don't know, but here's or maybe for the Endo series they'll have an extra hand. Probably not, but anyways, Funtime Freddy can open the fit. So instead of the arms moving up, it's actually gonna be the entire face only. So I don't think it'll hinder the articulation of the bottom half anymore as much. So that's a good thing. Circus Baby, Ballora, Enter, they all have it. Lolbit, probably one of my favorites. Funtime Foxy's gray sections. I don't know. It reminds me of that one Russia Fnaf Funtime Foxy one. You know what I'm talking about? Mini arenas and Biddy Bab, pretty cool, I guess. I don't really know. Here's a very good look at Lolbit. Very, very nice. Really underrated. And here's a part of the, whole control module with the entered mask and everything. Here's Circus Baby. Why does she look like that?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
It's a prototype. They can improve it. Some of the parts are uncolored. I think the body, though, is pretty good. And entered. Oh my god, they peaked, wait, what did I even just... But entered is just so peak. And the right side of the mask, when you press the button, lifts up. Bonbon's a bit weird. But, they can improve it. And also, is it just me, or do I think this whole wave just looks a little more cartoony? You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. Just saying they look a little less game accurate, a little more stylized. But it's okay. Well, we've all been waiting for the Endoskeletons. So it's going to be in a 2-pack in parts and service type theming. Pretty cool. They come with some spare boxes and some weird Freddy head things. Freddy, Bunny, Chica, Foxy, but the Chica's toy Chica. I don't know, but this is a very cool pack, and they got the Endo feet correctly this time. Well, I mean, they never got it wrong in the first place because the 3 was for Endo 02, was supposed to cater towards, Withered Bonnie and Withered Foxy. I don't know, but, they did the 2 feet now so you could fix your Foxy or whatever and stuff like that. And they're going to release an Endo 02 one, so pretty cool. And the Jazwares exclusive, only limited to 3,000 pieces, 3,000 pieces, sorry, is the Shadow Bonnie? But that's whatever. So I think it's Beacon Bonnie, but they named it Shadow Bonnie. But in my opinion, I think whenever they release RWQ FSF ASXC, I think they're gonna actually name it RWQ FSF ASXC instead of Shadow Bonnie. For some reason, they named this one Shadow Bonnie. I don't know what they're doing, but pretty cool. Reminds me of Beacon Bonnie. Probably is Beacon Bonnie due to the eyes and all this stuff. Also, just me, or does Bonnie look more shiny and more blue and more vibrant? I think I might actually rock that Bonnie. It looks a lot better. I might rock that one on the Endoskeletons. It looks a lot better. But I'm gonna obviously have to get this. Everybody is. Very excited for this, and it was supposed to come out tonight, but it didn't. So I don't know what source to trust anymore. But thanks for watching the video, and please subscribe. And thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Anyway, sorry, I forgot to show you guys the Beacon Bonnie head, or Fnaf 1 Shadow Bonnie, who knows. Yeah, that clip was from an older video, and it was the Bonnie looks so much better. Like, you cannot tell me. I know I'm right. That looks super more vibrant, but it's a lot better. Now that I think about it, this looks a little less like Beacon Bonnie and a little more like, I don't know, Neon Bonnie. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye. Have a great day.